Today, we're gonna clean this mini split with a ton of pressure. First step to cleaning any of these is taking it apart. To do that, we're gonna pick this up and we're gonna pull these filters out. That hasn't been cleaned in a while. Yeah, it looks like we're in for a good one today. Now, if you take a look at your cover, you could probably get these hinges out real easy. Get the rest of that cover off. If you feel like you're gonna break it, just stop. You can take this cover off without removing this filter cover. On this particular model, we have 2 front screws that we need to take off in order to get the cover off. If you look on some models, you might have some fake little hinges that you need to pop up and take those screws out. So be aware of what you have. Next step is reaching up, undoing your top lip, slide it right off. Now that will give you access to the face of your coil, all of your electrical, and the inside of your blower. Now before you go any further, you want to protect your investment. So go ahead and turn your power off and use either press and seal or cling wrap to cover your electrical and your control board so you don't damage it while you're washing down the coil. Cleaning mini splits inside of a home has always been kind of a tricky situation because they're mounted on the inside of a home, you are directly against a sheetrock, and below you is probably a nice expensive floor. Your other option is to pump it down, disconnect it, bring it outside, clean it, and do the whole thing in reverse. Nobody has time for that. So today we're going to be using the mini split bib from HVAC guys to clean the system in place and make sure we don't damage anything below us. Now the bib is pretty straightforward. You're going to wrap it around the mini split, tie it together so no water can get behind it onto the wall, and then drain it into a bucket. Now since the bracket that these mount to are pretty flexible, if you just pull the top of it just a little bit off the wall and slide the plastic behind it, it works really well. I was gonna grab our little wheel from behind and tighten it up. Now what's unique about this bib is that when you're spraying the top coil and you have water flying up, it's not gonna hit the ceiling because we have a shroud. One thing about this bib is it is designed to fit really wide applications. So it's gonna be a one size fits all, meaning that you're gonna need to tighten it up in order to get it to fit a smaller mini split head like this. So before you go to put it on, a little trick that you can do is actually tighten it up, take out a lot of the slack, now that you have it tighter and you already have a lot of it bunched up at the bottom, it's going to be easier to toss it over and tighten up the rest instead of dealing with a big open circle like I just did. The mini split kit comes with a collapsible bucket, which is sweet for taking up less room in your van. This is where all your wastewater is going to go. So we're going to set this below the mini split kit, and you're going to take your tail. You can wrap it up, leave it long, especially for different height mini splits, then I'm gonna cut it so that everything flows nice and easy into the bucket. Any good coil cleaning has to have a good coil cleaner. So we're going to be using the foam blaster from HVAC guys on our evaporator. We did a video on this previously, and this foam blaster does insane work. Just spray it on there, foams up all over the coil from a distance. Gotta get the top, get behind there. And we're gonna let that sit for 10 to 15 minutes, and while we're letting it sit, we're gonna go set up our hose. Now homes have sinks everywhere. You have them in the kitchen, bathrooms, even sometimes your laundry room. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna hook this up to the bathroom sink in order to have water inside of the house instead of dragging a hose all the way from outside by the driveway. Most residential sinks you can connect to with an adapter. So we're gonna go ahead and pull the aerator out and connect the adapter and our hose up so that we can clean the coil with water from inside the home. So with this aerator key, we're gonna basically try and unlock your aerator off your sink, which would allow you to do the rest by hand. You have to have one of these in order to run the sink correctly. If not, it goes everywhere. So we're gonna hook up our adapter. It only has to be finger tight. You really do not need to use a crescent wrench on this. Make sure that you have gaskets on your hose and your adapter. Let's go ahead and turn it on. If it leaks a little bit, it is fine because we are in a sink, so I don't think we're gonna have any issues. Go ahead and test. No leaks on the handle. Good to go. We can't deny love to our filters. These things need to be cleaned. So we're going to spray from the inside out and get all of this dust out. Since we already are hooked up to the sink, let's go ahead and knock it out now. As you can see, from the inside out, you blast all of the lint and whatever it catches straight out the front. And just keep going until it's clean. After setting up our hose and cleaning the filters, we are ready to clean the coil. We're going to use our pressure washer tip. It is a 40 and get started. Halfway through cleaning our coil, the foam blaster is living up to its name, one of the best coil cleaners on the market. All of our water is being caught by the bib. Absolutely nothing is getting on the sheetrock behind the system. With this particular mini split, the ceiling is about 3 inches off the top. Now get to the back of it, we're going to need our little wand adapter with a 90-degree spray. Comes with the kit. And don't worry, even if you can't see it, all of it is being caught by the bib, because all of it is coming out of the little blower area. And if it's not being caught by the blower area, it's going into the drain line. Now it's time to clean the pesky blower wheel. This is when the bib really shines, because there is no drain pan to collect the water like there was for the coil. So everything that goes onto the blower is just gonna come straight out the bottom and straight into the bib to be collected into the bottom of the bucket. And as you can see, we've got some nastiness. Plus the area in the back, when you're spraying it onto the blower, you gotta make sure that you get the area in the back. Now after you clean out the blower, you're actually gonna wanna turn the system on. When the blower wheel runs and it's wet, it's actually gonna fling some water. So you already have the bib set up. Instead of putting the housing on and having water go everywhere, you're already gonna catch any water that flings off of the blower wheel in here so that nothing goes on the, just like this. It's basically raining out of here. As you can see, we do have water coming out of the blower section while the blower is running. So let's go ahead and leave the bib on, let the blower dry itself off, and then we can take it off and make sure that we don't get any water on the floor. Now of course we had everything that we just sprayed collected into the hose and into the bottom of our collapsible bucket. That's what was being breathed in when the blower was running. The best way to handle your wet plastic is to set it outside in the sun and let it dry. And while it's drying, you're in here putting this thing back together, so when that's done, you can pack up and go. So at this point, we're just gonna put the whole thing back together. Now that we're done with the evaporator coil and our blower, we can take our freshly cleaned plastics that we took care of outside and slap them back on. Put this thing back together. Don't forget to put your filters back in, or else you're going to be cleaning this way sooner than you think. Turn your power on and make sure it works. Now while this fitting is the most common adapter for aerators for sinks, HVAC guys send you a booklet with a description that goes to all of their different fittings that they include with the mini split cleaning kit. All of these adapters right here are explained with the adapter guide that is included. This fitting right here is a universal fitting that will go on the hose. This will go onto something that does not fit quite with any of these adapters. And these are your 4 aerator wrenches in order to loosen up your aerator so that you can get one of these fittings on here. So let's go ahead and take our collapsible bucket and fill it up with everything that comes inside of this kit, including one, the bucket itself, all of your aerator pieces, your little book, your 90-degree wand that goes to your cleaning handle, the cleaning handle itself, which can be used to clean evaporator coils in place in regular split systems, so that's actually like a 2-for-1 there. Your 15-degree 040 pressure washer fitting. If you go to Home Depot or Lowe's or whatever and you just pick up a fitting, it will fit inside of that gun. This nice collapsible blue hose, and of course, the mini split cleaning bib. It has been set out in the sun, it is nice and dry, neatly folded, ready to go on to the next one. Now this is everything that you're gonna get inside of the cleaning kit to help you prevent damage to sheetrock, hardwood floors, carpet, you name it. Everything is gonna come inside the kit, and I'm gonna leave a link down below in the description so you can check it out for yourself. Thank you so much to HVAC guys. You've been a huge supporter of the channel for a very long time now, and to everyone watching, I'll see you on the next one.